So if someone came to you and they said, what is the nicest motorhome I can buy in the world right now, this is the one?
This is it.
And what's this listed for?
$2,195,000.
What is going on, everybody? It's a beautiful day today in Miami, Oklahoma, and today we have a coach to show you. And this coach is so special, I think we need to fire up the $7,000 espresso machine and get some caffeine flowing for this video. And that espresso was so good, I think I need to jump in the steam shower inside of this coach and try that out. I approve, guys. So we're hanging out with the legend, Cornelius.
Hey, Andrew, good to see you.
Great to see you as always. You've been in the industry for 35 plus years. You have a wealth of knowledge, so I learn something new every time I hang out with you. This is an extremely special coach, and I think that this is arguably the most intricate and nicest paint job ever done on a Newell coach.
It rivals with some of the ones that we've done for sure. This was a custom built coach, even though it was a show coach, and the owners were able to contribute to the paint design. This is Artist Series #1, the first Artist Series that we ever did, so we really wanted to pull out all the stops on this paint job.
So much detail with all of the metallic fades, ghosting. I think this is arguably the best or one of the best spec Newell coaches on the market, especially with this interior. I think the interior is so special on this coach that before we go through the basement bays, I say we show the folks the interior of this coach.
Let's do it.
Phil, this interior is absolutely stunning with all of the artwork and the different colors, but the owners of this coach were telling us that you can drink a cup of espresso out of the $7,000 espresso machine and take a steam shower.
Absolutely.
So do you think you could demonstrate the steam shower, the espresso? We want to show off everything.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do a cappuccino.
Sounds good. It's about 5 a.m., so thank you for coming out early. I think you could probably use a cup of coffee this morning. So.
Well, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I think I need one today.
Let's give it a try. Yes, sir.
This is a Miele espresso machine, but it does more than just espresso. You can see the cappuccino, you can get a cafe latte, just hot milk, hot water, obviously. Got quite a few things that you can get, and you can go ahead and get the espresso if you want. Since we've got the cup for it, we'll go ahead and do a cappuccino today. So we already put the coffee beans in, we got the milk poured, so we're going to make you a cappuccino, Andrew.
All right.
This is a cappuccino.
In the nice Newell coach glasses. Now, do these Newell glasses come with the coach?
I'm sure we can arrange that.
Now, I'm not a coffee drinker either, but I'm going to give it a try here.
I'm going to try a latte for me.
All right, well, cheers. So I've got an espresso, you've got a latte.
That's right.
Out of a $7,000 machine.
That should give us a little boost.
This video might get a little more exciting here. Wait till we see the steam shower. I heard you're going to put on a Speedo for us this morning.
I don't think so.
That's probably good for the viewers.
That's
but
right.
Seriously though, this is a really good coffee drink here.
Is.
Yeah, so what's the story on this particular coach? When did it become available? Why are the owners selling it?
It's a 2023. The couple that helped design it used it for about a year and a half, and had bought a home up in Montana that they have fallen in love with and are going to spend a lot of time there. They've got a home in California, home in Montana, and so they're just going to take a little hiatus from RVing for a while.
Now, was this a custom spec'd coach or was this a show coach?
It started out as a show coach, and this was during that time where we would allow the customer to do a little bit of designing with us if they wanted to go ahead and choose a show coach spot. The stipulation was that they would allow us to use the coach once it was completed for about 60 days so we could have something to show while we were out there in the field. field.
Yeah, they really knocked it out of the park with the design on this coach. What's all going on in the salon up front here?
Well, it is a little different floor plan than what we've seen in the past. They put a 65-inch pop-up TV over here behind this sofa. The sofas are a little different. This is a sofa that does not convert into a bed or a jackknife, because you want to have a little bit more space whenever the slides are in, because of all the room that was taken behind the sofa. And then on this side we have a jackknife sofa with storage down below.
When did Newell start using these kind of split ottomans?
Yes, we've been doing it quite a few years now, but you've got the choice of full ottoman that's not split, the traditional ottoman that we called the blade ottoman because the blades came up with it. Then this one is split so that you can have two separate areas to prop your feet up on, and there's storage down below in both of them, just like the other ottoman.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so still getting a lot of storage up front. Now, did you say there's storage below this?
There is storage below. You got a drawer storage here. Got one over there, and this is a jackknife sofa.
Very large sofa there that even looks like it would be comfortable to sleep on.
It looks almost like a full-size bed.
What's the material? Is this a real leather?
This is all real leather. They decided to go with all leather sofas. We've done it to where you can have leather on the arms and the base and cloth in the seat and backs. We'll do whatever the customer wants, whatever they like.
And then the ceiling in this coach, something a little different. I don't think we've seen this style in too many coaches. What is the story?
There's a product called Chem Metal, delving into Amber's territory right now. I believe that's a Chem Metal. It may be another product that's similar. It looks like marble.
Yes, sir. Really cool with the darker ceilings. We don't see that in too many coaches. And then the lighter floors, really nice design cues. Was there an inspiration for the design on this coach?
I know that they wanted something contemporary. Working with Amber, she's able to ask those leading questions to get an answer from them, so she knows how to assist them in accomplishing their goals.
And these floors, these are a little bit larger tiles that we're starting to see in the newer coaches here at Newell. And I don't know anybody else doing as big of floor tiles as Newell coaches. Are these heated floors?
They're heated throughout the entire coach. Anywhere that you see a solid floor, it's going to be heated all the way back to the bathroom. The only area that's not heated is at the very front where the cockpit floor is, because we put that mat on top of it. A lot of times with heated floors, they don't want to have something on there all the time trapping the heat. But you've got heat underneath the dash, the automotive heat, and then we've also got hydronic heat coming through the dash area as well if you need that while you're driving.
Talking about heating, what's the cooling in this coach?
You've got 4 roof air conditioners, bedroom, bath area, the center of the coach, and the salon area. One thing we've done in recent years with our distribution, we've brought the colder air to the very front where you've got all the glass. And so we've got air going behind the cockpit cabinet up there and cold air coming just in front of it, because people are opening the door all the time. You've got all that glass, so you're generating more heat up there. So that's where you want a lot of the cool air, even while you're driving. It's good to have a little bit of boost to the automotive AC.
Talking about heating and cooling, I noticed recently when there was a Newell coach and a high-level production motorhome in the same conditions, both coaches were totally shut down, and when I went inside both coaches, the production motorhome was probably 20 degrees warmer than the Newell coach. The temperature in the Newell coach had really held stable. What is it about the insulation in this coach that would cause it to hold that air better than other production motorhomes?
That's a good question. What you'll find in the motorhome industry in general is that proper airflow is difficult to achieve. There's a lot of things inside of a coach that are competing for the space to move air. Our engineers were able to figure out how to tap into the actual capacity of these ACs. The reality is that in some of the Class A production models and in some of the bus conversions, what you'll find is that everybody is really struggling to gain that airflow. In our research, we found out that there are times whenever they're tapping into about 40% of the actual capacity of the air conditioner because there's just not enough airflow to take advantage of it. In addition to picking up that additional airflow, we also insulate our coaches differently. A lot of products, what they'll do is they'll cut out foam insulation, put it inside the wall, and then caulk it to try to fill in the whole hot and cold spots. With us, we're blowing it in from the very beginning. And there's no hot or cold spots. It's filling every crevice and expanding. It's a process that takes 3 or 4 times to actually get the insulation that you want, and then we shave it down smooth so that whenever we put the plywood, again, we use a 5/8 inch plywood instead of just a little 1/8 inch luan on the inside, and we're screwing that plywood to the wall. So that's additional strength, but it's also more insulation from heat and cold as well as sound.
Newell Coach has built more high-level custom motorhomes at this, $2 million plus level than anybody that I know of in the world. 28 coaches a year. What are some of the creature comforts that Newell Coach is doing to make the motorhoming experience better for the end user than your competitors?
When you look at the floor space that we have, we're able to accomplish more because of the fact that we build from the ground up. We build our own chassis, and we don't put the slides in after the chassis is already built. We build the slides in during our chassis prep stage. We can do more custom things. We can move the bathroom up a little bit if we want to get like that cold plunge and the steam shower and the sauna that we did on a coach a few months ago.
Yeah, if you didn't see, I think it was
1760.
Yeah, 1760. The rear bathroom has a cold plunge tub, a steam shower, and a dry sauna, all in a coach, as well as a half bathroom. Just so much information. We'll leave a link to that video in the description below. But what's some of the other cool features that Newell Coach can do for the end user?
Take the bathroom, for example. We can make a much larger bathroom than, say, your bus conversions, because they have the DPF filter and some of the exhaust going up through the bus. There's about a 4-foot square piece of real estate there that you just can't tap into. We're able to use that to put a bathroom and closet into, bring the wall forward and get that extra large shower. We've got a steam shower in here.
And Newell's been doing steam showers for quite a long time. When was the first steam shower you saw in a Newell Coach?
Goodness, that was probably before I was here. I came here in 2012. I think they were doing it before then.
I know there's a lot of learning curve and, just venting all the steam and the plumbing that goes into that.
Right.
So a lot of value in the fact that Newell's done a lot of these steam showers. And I'm a big fan of the sauna steam. I've been doing that for about 6 or 7 months now, 4 to 5 times a week.
Yeah.
I feel a lot healthier. I've lost a lot of body fat. It's definitely a game changer.
Well, no wonder you look 20 years old.
Oh, I don't know about all that, but I think I'm feeling about 20 years old this morning after that cup of cappuccino, and I'm a little disappointed because I'm already jonesing for another cup, and you're not even drinking. Are you going to drink your coffee here?
Yes, I am.
Seriously, though, do you want to share a little bit with me? I'm a little jealous that I didn't
Sure.
get the espresso. This is, okay, that's good. This is real time here, folks.
Yeah.
How is it, by the way?
It really is good. Again, I'm not a big coffee drinker, but this doesn't taste bad at all.
Best coffee I've ever had.
I got a little more of the frothy milk than you did, but it's good.
Yeah, I don't know what you put in this coffee, but you got me feeling really good at 5 a.m. this morning here. What are some of the other cool features in this coach that we're not going to see in other high-level motorhomes out there?
Well, you've got a big 65-inch TV on a televator. We've got another 48-inch TV at the very front and got a TV back here. Got plenty of room to put as many TVs as you want. And we'll see in the back there's a projector screen TV as well.
A lot of audio video here, and I think the big benefit of this TV in the slide room is when the slides come in, you could still watch that while the coach is going down the road.
So if you've got people that are traveling with you and they want to watch TV, they're able to watch it here.
And I know we've mentioned it before, but the headroom in the Newell Coach is second to none in the Class A industry. Leaves you a lot more room for storage, living space.
Right, we won't bring out the tape measure this time, but we've done that in the past. When you start measuring the inches that you gain in headroom, you're also gaining that inches in your storage space throughout the coach. There's a tremendous amount of space gained by having a taller ceiling. In addition to the guys that are tall, nobody likes to go down the hallway having to tilt their head to get to the back.
When you're sitting inside this motorhome, we have all of the blinds closed. Just does not feel like a motorhome. It definitely feels like a luxury condo, especially with all these ultra modern design cues. Like I'm even noticing the grains on the countertop here. This is what we're seeing in the brand new stuff. They've kind of switched the style. What's going on with these?
This is a quartz countertop. These customers chose a walnut stovetop cover, and then you can turn that upside down if you want and use it as a tray. But it's got the Wolf induction stovetop here, and you still got plenty of storage down below. They left us the silverware that they picked out for it.
Yeah, I love the matte black silverware.
Yeah,
with the built-in silverware divider, super clean.
And then when you start looking at all the storage they put in a pegboard that keeps everything from moving around inside the drawer. Still got plenty of space for more dishes if they wanted.
Yeah, beautiful dishes too. I like just the style of these dishes. Do these all come with the coach?
They do.
Nice.
They do. They come with the coach. Here we've got a pull-out pantry.
Yeah, and you can just hear that quality when you open and close that.
More drawer space down below. Here we have a dish drawer. Fisher Paykel dish drawer.
Yeah, and I'm noticing the beautiful accent lighting here as we're going through the coach. Just so many different levels of lighting. You can see the indirect lighting above the slide face, very bright puck lighting inside the slide room here, as well as the ceiling. At night, there's just so many different ambient lighting that you can do, different settings. What's the lighting in this coach?
There's a lot of different options, and we can control that through the Intrepid system. You can go into each individual area of the coach, and if I keep my finger on it, I can dim it down.
All different lighting settings, and right now we just have a couple of the accent lights on, and then of course you could do just the floor lights.
You can dim them down and get them to the intensity that you want for whatever mood you're trying to create. And there's 3 presets on the Intrepid panel that you can set those up so that if you just want mood lighting for the evening, you can hit that button and it'll change to the mood lighting.
And you can set that if you like floor lights and counter reveal or whatever you prefer. That espresso's kicking in, so I want to see everything in this coach. Let's fire all the lights back up.
Let's fire it back up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to hit one button and raise the TV. These controls are in the iPad also. We've got an iPad that is to the cockpit area, and you can take it out and use it wherever you want. And then, of course, one in the back, too.
So with that iPad in the dash, you're able to control lighting, shades, all that stuff while you're in the cockpit?
Basically everything you can control on the coach management system on the Intrepid panel now. We didn't used to have that ability, now we do.
So talking about the cockpit area, you want to show us a few of the features in the cockpit here? Now these screens here, are these new for 2023, I believe?
We got the idea from Adam. Since then, we've offered that as an option. With the 3 cameras, you have the 2 side views, just like you would have if you put your blinker on. It would look down the side of the coach, but you have them going all the time. And then the center view, you've got the ability on your camera monitor here in the dash to choose which view you want for the center.
You got your trailer camera, left side, right side, a lot of different cameras around this coach.
Your fuel door cameras as well on both sides of the coach so that you can see when you're right in front of the pump.
The new Newells are just in a league of their own. What is it about the Newell coach that makes it drive so much differently than all the other motorhomes out there?
There's several features on a Newell that you just won't find on other products. Back in 2005 models, 4 models, we saw the rear steerable tag come into play. And that's an active steerable tag, not just a passive steerable tag that you see in a lot of other products. That allows you to back up and have a tighter turning angle and have a tighter turning angle going forward as well. Then you have the ZF continuous damping control.
Newell's been using that for about 10 years now? Or?
Yes, the first prototype was on a 2011 model. In 2013, for sure, there were a few 2012s at the very end of that production year that had the continuous damping control by ZF, but 2013 and forward for sure. There is no other product on the market that has it. Frankly, that's one of the reasons I'm here. The product I was selling before, the big advantage back in the 90s and the early 2000s was the ride and handling of that product. Well, Newell kind of leapfrogged, especially in 2012 when the continuous damping control was made a standard on their coach.
I believe Mercedes-Benz uses that same ZF suspension, so the ride of the Newell coach really reminds me of that Mercedes-Benz kind of handling and feel.
To your point about where that ZF suspension is used, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, the double-decker buses that you see over in Europe that really need to have more control over the body roll and sway, some of the big trucks that you see over in Europe as well, that's where that product is used. What it actually does, unlike every other coach and what we used to do in the past that just have a ride height control valve system that controls it from side to side with a 2 to 3 second delay. Like when you're going around a curve, the ride height control valves will start to make an adjustment, but then if you curve back the other direction, now they've got to think about that and try to correct as well. Side to side only. With the continuous damping control, you have hydraulic dampers on every wheel, and it's monitoring and correcting 10 times per second per each individual wheel. So you get a much more stable ride than you would just on a product that has the side-to-side correction that takes 2 to 3 seconds. You also have the electronic steering assist, and what that does is allow you to control how much stiffness you want in your steering, but it's always going to return to center, so you're not the one doing all the driving in some of these conditions like excessive crowns or heavy crosswinds. You're taking some of those challenges away with the electronic steering assist, and all that is controlled here on the steering wheel, so you can control the amount of pressure that you want on the wheel. You just don't see that in the competition.
Yes, sir. Now I'm noticing multiple navigation screens. There's one up front, and then I see another navigation here for your passenger. What's the GPS capabilities in this coach?
Well, you've got two separate GPSs, one for the passenger and one for the driver. What that allows you to do is you're on one route and your partner wants to come up with another route to maybe take a side trip or something. You've got that capability. One of the other features that this coach has that we didn't even have on a lot of the coaches that we were building at that time, there was a time that we lost the adaptive cruise because of our vendor. About the time this coach was being built, we got it back. So now we've got it, and this coach actually has it, even though there weren't very many during that time period that have them.
Are you starting to feel that espresso yet?
I'm starting to feel it a little bit.
That's the real deal right there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
One thing that really caught my eye in this coach is the really cool artwork, and we're going to see more artwork as we get into the rear of the coach. Do you know what this painting is and what the inspiration was?
We have a customer that actually is the artist. Amber will work directly with her, send her some of the fabrics that we're using, exterior graphics, and let her come up with some abstract type of art that would fit with this coach. In fact, if you look at the pillows.
Oh yeah, look at that. Almost a little bit of an abstract tree branch there.
Right.
And yeah, Patsy Lowe, Parks Lowe is how she signs the paintings.
Right.
She's extremely talented.
Very talented.
So cool how she ties all these cool cues together into the art.
You can just turn her loose and whatever she comes up with is going to be cool.
Absolutely, she's a very talented artist. So coming back to the dinette area here, what's the seating capacity up front?
4 people can sit comfortably, and we have the ability to extend the dinette. I'll show you that here in just a second, but you'll notice because there is no step up like you'll see on some of the other products, we have a flat floor that allows people to fit comfortably and not have to be forced into a bar type arrangement. We can put an actual dinette in. If you want to extend it, you can do that with the push of a button. Once we've extended the dinette seats, we've got these inserts that we can place in.
Yeah, very snug, fits right in there, and then those were stored underneath the bed.
Once you unlatch the locks, you're able to pull the table out. We've got a leaf that goes in. Because you've got more length now, you've got more weight on this end. So we go ahead and put a pedestal in.
Yeah, you could definitely comfortably sit a lot of people, a lot of extra countertop space. And I really like that there's no overhead cabinets. Really gives it a nice open feel.
If there were 6 of you, you could fit them all in here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very easily. Yeah. That's got to be close to maybe 5 feet of...
Yeah, it's more than 5, probably a little over 5 feet.
Of countertop table space there. The grain in the leaf here, if you look closely, even lines up.
Even the little small veins on this side align properly.
We went right to the espresso machine to get our caffeine in this morning.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
A lot of other cool stuff going on in this area of the coach.
You've got your wine glass storage, other glass storage, place for your coffee cups and bowls if you want over here. Then we have the wine cooler down below.
Yeah, and I got to point out, I love the style of these coffee mugs too. They match the silverware with this like a matte black finish. Now, do these coffee cups and the silverware and everything come with the coach?
All that's going to come with it. Above the wine cooler, you've got your drawer to hold all of your parts and pieces for the Mila.
All of your espresso and coffee beans and all that good stuff.
Sure. As we move back to the hallway, you have a different refrigerator than we're normally used to seeing. We normally use the GE monogram, but in this particular floor plan, the Fisher-Paykel double door worked out well for us.
Yeah, very clean in there. And I want to point something out I really like on this coach. I don't know if this is like a smoked black, grayish hardware that even matches that sink, getting away from the silvers and the brasses. I really like the hardware.
Even your sconce lights. When you look at the sconce lights, it's got the same type
of finish. Yes, sir.
And then you've got a larger deep freezer storage, and an ice maker as well.
When we close this up, you can see that this piece goes a lot further down than the rest of the freezer, just so that when we close it, it's giving it a totally flush look. It just looks like it's a piece of furniture that was meant to be built into the coach. And then I really like that they switched the tones of the cabinets. We've got a little more of a high gloss with the wood grain feel in the cabinets out here. And then into the middle of the coach, it switches to a matte gray, really cool finish that really complements the colors really well as we come through this coach.
Right. If you'll notice on the grain of the cabinetry, the light color grain matches the matte color solid.
All of the different colors and textures really tie in together. This half bath has some cool stuff going on. We've got an underlit countertop here. What type of a countertop is this?
This is an underlit quartz countertop. If you just wanted to have just that quartz underlit countertop going for the effect, you can do that.
Real nice mood lighting for the evening. And then it looks like it's got a bidet toilet here with the remote.
That's the Toto. You've got the remote control on this one and the one in the rear of the coach. I can't stress the amount of storage that you find in a Newell is just incomparable. We've got adjustable shelves in here. You could add some shelves if you wanted. Then we've got storage down below the sink, and this is all in the half bath. You've got a tremendous amount of storage bedroom. We've also got pantry storage, plenty of lighting to see what's all the way back. And when you look at and see how deep they are, again, just a tremendous amount of storage.
Now, another cool thing Newell coach does is the pocket air doors. So what type of doors are in this coach, and how are those ran?
They are run off the air system, and we have 2 auxiliary air compressors. So if one were to go bad, you've got a backup. I encourage people to exercise those. They can flip from one to the other throughout the year. You just turn those on. All your pneumatic systems will be controlled off those house compressors.
Yes, sir. And then there's emergency releases all throughout the coach if you do need to unlock one of those pocket doors. But
Amber did another great job with this coach by putting in a pocket door that also has some artwork on it. Whenever you close the door, it's not just a flat door you're looking at, and sometimes just a full mirror is a little bit much. This has a combination of the mirror and then also going along with the theme of the coach with the branches.
we just press one button. Yeah, now this is a beautiful bedroom. The first thing I'm noticing here is this underlit countertop,
Right.
as well as the underlit countertops bedside as well. Now we do have the windows open right now, and just such a beautiful view out of this huge Newell window. We did have the blinds closed up front.
It's good that your viewers see just how much window we've got. If there's one thing that I hear constantly is how much people appreciate the view that they have out of not just here in the bedroom, but in the salon as well.
And on both sides, even behind the bed, very large windows, as well as windows on the sides of the beds as well.
They decided to go with opening up the bedroom a little bit more, and they were able to do that. You notice there's not a TV here. We've got a projection screen TV, and so they're able to keep the window, have a projector screen come down, and then be able to watch TV at night as well.
Now we're going to show everyone around the basement bays and the exterior of the coach in a moment. We've seen a few Newell coaches that have the projector that also shows outside if you want to entertain the campground.
Sure.
Does this coach have that feature?
It does. What you do is you lower the screen and then reverse the image as it's showing through to the other side. It'll be the proper orientation. You've also got the outdoor TV as well in the bay. If you've got a big Super Bowl party, you've got 2 TVs out there to look at. And we've got some Bluetooth speakers that will go on the outside in addition to that.
Yeah, if you want to have a lot of friends at the campground, that'll happen real quickly with this
sure,
coach. Yes,
sure.
sir. We can just press one button to put these blinds down, I believe.
Yes.
There's another accent door here going into that rear bathroom. That's really cool.
I'm going to keep talking about storage because that's one of the strongest attributes on a Newell. So you've got hanging storage here with a lighted hanging rod, as well as some hooks on the side of the closet that you can't actually see now. Drawer space below. We've got shelving on each side of the drawer bank, 6 drawers here. And then you have another closet on this side with more drawers down below.
Everything is so well lit in this coach. Again, the downlit hanging rod there, very
Yes.
nice feature.
Then over the bed you have some storage. Most of it's going to be filled with your AV equipment because of the projector screen. There's a little bit of storage over on the other side. Should have some more AV equipment in there.
Yes, sir, and I want to point out, even with the storage, the cabinets over your bed here, you still have a lot of headroom and still a lot of view out of that window. Some of the other motorhomes that don't have as tall of a slide room, any cabinets really kind of cut into your space here, but not the case.
Yeah, especially with the amount of depth that we've got here.
Yeah, and then these underlit countertops, that's an extremely expensive option. Do you know what the cost is just on that option for these underlit countertops?
It varies. We offer packages, and it depends on what they choose. They're not cheap.
We were talking about the art in the salon there, but beautiful paintings back here. That same pattern ties a little bit into this door as well as the paintings there.
Absolutely. One of the things that we do, we build our own mattress. We taper the edges so that instead of having it come out to where you've got a sharp corner there, we taper it so you can get around the bed a little bit easier. This bed is actually retracted right now. Whenever you pull the slides in, you want to retract the bed so you can still have a little bit of room to shimmy around the end while it's underway.
We've got some storage below the bed as well.
Oh, that's true. That's don't want to forget that. Cannot have enough storage. Now you've got they chose to have a safe under the bed over here to the left.
And the way this is set up, if you don't really know this coach and watch these videos in depth, it's almost like a secret compartment. I think someone off the street would have a very hard time getting into this. Just on your N1 panel, you got to know where to go into your settings here, and then the bed lift button. It's a lot of storage underneath the bed, but bedside I'm noticing these huge panels. There are tablets. What all can you do from these tablets?
The one on the front side is a built-in Intrepid panel that has your coach management system on it, like we've seen in some of the other videos. But you've also got another iPad that allows you to control the same things. Just have it in your hand if you need to.
And then one of my favorite things about this coach is if you're laying in bed and you hear a noise or something outside, you don't know if there's a bear going through the garbage, but you want to see what's going on, you can just look at your different cameras from your tablet. So a lot of value in just being able to see what's going on outside the coach, and you can toggle through here.
That's the same way on the coach management system on the Intrepid panel. You can access those cameras there also.
Now, we talked about it before, but there's a steam shower in the rear bathroom.
Right.
I'm excited to see this one. We'll just press this button right here.
In the last couple of years, we've introduced some new floor plans that do not have the step-up transitions from the bedroom to the bath. We pulled the bathroom wall forward, created more space in the bathroom, which allowed us to put the step-up back toward the back as you step up to the closet or to the commode.
Beautiful floors coming in, totally different style, but really ties together well. And this is huge back here.
This is one of the bigger bathrooms that you'll see. When you look at the size of the shower, you can see where we put a lot of the space that we've gained. And then you have the closet that actually goes all the way across. We'll open that in just a minute.
And talking about the shower, I've wanted to demonstrate one of these steam showers. I don't know if we've ever demonstrated one.
Okay.
Before we do that, because it might get a little steamy in here, I want to just go through a couple things. I'm noticing the heated towel bar, and then that beautiful stone from the shower comes behind the toilet. Another bidet toilet.
You've got 3 drawers below the closet doors. Then you've got storage up above the commode. Closet space here, retractable doors here. For these clients, we made a custom shoe rack that can actually slide out, but it's also removable. Back behind the washer and dryer, you've got some longer hang closet and some more short hang closet that goes all the way to the back there.
I've got to point out this backlit, backsplash, and then underlit countertop that matches what we've seen throughout the coach. I know that's an extremely expensive option, but I think it's really worth it. Really sets this coach off nice. There's so many high-end little subtle touches here, but even this faucet, it has a very sleek look, very high-end feel, and when I turn this faucet on and off, I mean, you can really feel that quality. But is there a washer and dryer in this coach?
There is, and this has retractable doors also. So if you want to just leave it open, you can. Good access. You've got storage down below for your detergent, fabric softeners, extremely large medicine cabinets.
So many cool colors, even the decor here for the soap dispenser and this accent piece continuing with that matte black theme.
Right.
But this sink,
you've got some detail within that sink also. And we've got more storage below the sink now with this particular floor plan. In this drawer we have a clothes hamper, drawer above, more storage just in front of the sink. A great deal more storage than you would get whenever we put the sink in the back because you don't have any of the step up.
Phil, this is something that's really getting me excited because, you know, steaming and sauna has become a regular part of my daily routine. I've been like 165 times since December of last year. Yeah, look, and a shout out to Perspire Sauna Studio, 165 times. So if a lot of you see the videos about a year ago when my body fat that percentage was about 10% more. I attribute that to going to the sauna. And for people that make, health and wellness important, having a feature like this is just priceless in my opinion. So do you think you could show us how this works?
Let's go ahead and try it. You've got a 12-inch rain shower head. You've also got the wand that you can adjust. You've also got the sprayers that go down on this wall. You're going to get it from all directions if you want it.
Yes, sir.
And then you've got the seat. Look at the space you've got in here. Tremendous amount of space. Lots of elbow room.
That looks like a nice place to sit down and take a steam.
That's right.
It's got that seamless drain with the same floors that we see in the bathroom. Really look good. So here's the steam controls here.
We'll set it at 30 just for demonstration purposes. We can stop it when we're done.
All right, Phil, I think I'm going to let you go film the basement bays. I'd love to I'd love to jump in here and take a little steam shower here. It took about 5 minutes or so. We can open this vent right here, and then it does have this hatch, which this is an emergency hatch too. If the vehicle were to roll over, you could exit. There's also a vent inside of the shower, so when it does come time to clear all this steam out.
Everything out that way. You've got exhaust fans in the other bathroom also. Big reveal. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can feel it here.
If this coach wasn't for sale, I would want to take them up and use that right now because I don't have a sauna anywhere in Miami, Oklahoma.
You need a fix, right?
Yes, sir. Seriously, that health and wellness. I'm telling you, if you want to trim your body fat down, this is the way to do it.
Oh, wow.
I approve, guys, and if you do have some wrinkles in your clothes as well, I think you can just go stand in there with your clothes on. That'll steam them out as well. Really awesome option. Now, do you know what the cost is of a steam shower if someone was custom building a new coach? What it would be to...
I'd have to check the invoice on this one to give you an idea on that.
Costs are probably going up just like everything else.
Everything seems to be going up. We've got to put the steam generator in the back. It's not like your typical install in a house. We've got to move things around a little bit to make sure we've got room for the closet space and drawers. You don't want to take up room in the shower itself.
I think this is about a perfect spec coach in my opinion. If I was going to spec a coach, this is checking all of the right boxes. But before we go outside, we don't want to leave it all steamy in here. Can we just vent that out real easily?
Yeah, we've got a vent fan here.
Easy peasy. Some really cool equipment going on in the basement bays as well. You want to show us around the bays?
Yeah, we'll take a look at the bays.
Thanks for showing us around the inside. That really is
beautiful coach, isn't it?
Outside a lot going on.
Okay, well, we can start from the back and head to the front. This is where your shore cord is extended and retracted. Got a little remote control, but you've also got a switch up inside this area. We've got 12-volt battery disconnect. If for some reason you need to disconnect all the batteries, one switch, and it's right here.
That brings up a question. When this coach is being stored, does it need to be plugged into 50 amp at all times?
We recommend any time that you have it plugged in for an extended period of time, use 50 amp. You can get by with 30, but there's some things that you need to do to make sure that you're not going to blow breakers and some things that you obviously can't use. 50 amp is just, there's no substitute for it.
Especially when you've got a steam room and the espresso, all that in there.
Even just charging your batteries, keeping your refrigerator going. If you want an AC running, it's just good to be able to have 50 amp. Then we've got the generator start switch out here. So whenever you unplug, you can turn it on from out here rather than having to go inside, turn it on and then come back out and do whatever you wanted to do outside. And then here we have the onboard battery charger where you'll just plug in from 110 volt, plug into here, and you can charge the chassis batteries. We also have a shop air in, and what this allows you to do if you're in a shop somewhere, so you don't have to run the engine to run the engine compressor, you can have shop air come in and air up the system without having to run the engine.
You were doing some 360s for us when we were getting the rolling shots here.
Yeah.
This coach turns on a dime and you could really see this tag axle turning. What's going on here, sir?
Well, this is a rear steerable tag, and as we've discussed before, the rear steerable tag came in the 2004-2005 era, and it is a active steering. It's not just a passive rear steerable tag that drops and follows. It's actually turning whether you're backing up or pulling forward. Some of the other products out there, you can't back up and have it steer. It only follows.
Yeah, so as soon as you put that coach in reverse and start turning that steering wheel, that rear tag is actively steering.
It's steering the opposite direction, so you're going to get a much tighter angle. I think it's after 5 degrees it starts turning, and it'll turn up to close to 20 degrees.
Definitely definitely makes getting in and out of some of the tighter areas a lot easier. And
Sure.
I've just got to tip my hat to Tim and the team at
They do a fantastic job.
in the paint department, and then Ryan Laux, who's designing these. We've got all of these different metallics, all of the pinstripes here, a slight fade within this metallic stencil work, just so much intricate detail in this paint scheme.
And a lot of it they make look so simple, like running the paint up into the awnings. That's 2 extra days to do that. So we have to be careful how many special effects we put on one coach, and we weren't that careful with this one.
And people that are super familiar with the delivery process, there was a little bit of a delay because of the paint department. They got a little bit behind with all of these crazy designs trying to execute them, but this was probably one of the coaches that was responsible for creating a little bit of that bottleneck.
Unfortunately, during that time, there was a perfect storm. You had COVID, you had supply chain issues. We had changed our schedule so that you could pay full boat and get anything you want. Well, little did we know what anything you want meant. We hold ourselves to the highest expectations for our customers, but we also have time constraints, so we have to balance that. In this case, there were several of those coaches where we were kind of learning that we're only going to be able to do so many special effects on one coach. Sometimes less is more. You can make some really sleek paint schemes with some ghosting and some drop shadows and pinstriping.
I don't know. I like what they did on this one. This one is not less.
This one's got subtle things that pop out when the sun hits it right.
Yeah, definitely almost like a chameleon. When it was dark last night, we saw this coach at night, it's got some of the darker colors, but in the daytime, it just gives
really
it a
pops out.
Totally different vibe. Just talking about the new coaches and the availability, this coach is available right now. Now, what is the current backlog if someone was going to order a new coach?
You're just under 2 years. We've made a lot of progress over the last year, so instead of 2.5 years, we're just under 2 years out on custom orders. But right now, this coach is the nicest motor coach in the world available for sale.
Yeah, definitely a great opportunity for somebody, and I'm just a huge fan of this spec, but let's keep taking a look around these basement bays here.
Yeah, of course, you've got the airbag that you can see here, but as we've talked about in the past, Newell is the only luxury motor coach with the continuous damping control by ZF. You've got the airbag, but then you've got the hydraulic dampers just in front of the airbag. Those are serving as the dampers that are constantly monitoring and correcting 10 times per second per wheel, rather than just getting that side-to-side correction that you'll see in most motorhomes and in the bus conversions.
I see a camera here. What's going on here?
This is the fuel bay door, and you've got fuel fill on both sides. We've got a camera located there so that as you're driving through the stalls at the truck stop, you can know exactly where your fuel pump is. You don't have to be guessing about it. Yeah, you've got your 200-gallon diesel fuel tank and your 21-gallon diesel exhaust fluid tank right here where it needs to be.
Yeah, you could put down a lot of miles or run that 20 kW generator for a lot of hours. And I just loved how it's finished out in that stainless, so high end. And these bifolding doors too. I'm noticing the push buttons on these. When did Newell Coach bring the push button doors?
Sometime in the 22 models.
Gives it a clean look by eliminating those bay door handles.
Right, and those handles in the later models were simply electronic switches. They weren't even mechanical, so it really cleaned it up to be able to put the push buttons on. We'll come over here and you'll see the 120 volt water pump, 12 volt backup. It's also a heated bay. You have a separate thermostat to control the heat in here. You've also got an accumulator tank that keeps pressure on the lines. It's right behind the wall here. Now your sewer hose, you've got your electric dump valves, which have a knife to shut off the flow. But then we've also got another way to shut off the flow here just in case there's some residual inside the tube.
Yes, sir. Love this outside faucet here. Just a nice little spot to wash your hands, and then that N1 touch panel here for your dump valves. And then we can see our tank levels of our fresh and our waste tank. Now, what are the holding tank capacities in this coach?
You've got 142 gallons for the fresh and 142 gallons for the waste. The waste is all in one tank. That allows us to make the most of our waste capacity. This also has a gray water bypass that allows you, if you're dry camping somewhere and you just want the gray water to go out into the rocks or the sand wherever you're at, you can open that from here.
Then you'd have a huge black tank essentially.
Yeah.
And this is beautiful. Is this real carbon fiber?
This is carbon fiber, yes.
That's the real deal there. Not skimping on any materials anywhere in this coach. Yeah, all the materials alone, and you know, just with the cost of inflation, what are the new 24 Newell coaches? This is only a year old. the 23. What are the 24s selling for?
Well, the 2024s are in the $2.5 million range. Any orders right now for coaches that are going to be comparably equipped are going to be in the 2.6, as those will be 26 models.
And this one is available for 2.2, you said?
Just under 2.2, $2,195,000. The owner wanted to go ahead and discount it and be very competitive. That's what we've done.
Yeah, I respect that. A great opportunity for someone. Yes, I see some DI filters back here, a little extra spot for extra sewer hose. What is this big machine here?
This is actually the cooling system for your generator. We have a 20 kW diesel generator on airbags. It's a Yanmar engine. It's a Martin generator. But we wanted to have a lot more cooling than what you normally would see on a generator that has a little radiator attached. So you can see the radiator at the bottom, but you've got a big squirrel cage fan that's pulling air from the outside and pushing it out the bottom. It's bringing the coolant here and then back around to the front. So you've got a much better cooling system with this setup.
Yeah, and Newell Coach has been building coaches for over 50 years. A lot of wisdom in those 50 years and making sure everything runs smoothly. Yeah, and when you close that bay door, I'm just seeing the sun, it was hitting these metallics. I didn't even notice the paint job is going through this mesh grill right here.
And this is your second compartment that has a pass-through storage, but we've got the ability to pull out on both sides.
Yeah, these bifolding bay doors are very industrial, a lot more robust than the bay doors we see on other motor homes. What's going on here?
This is all metal. There's no fiberglass in the door itself. In fact, on a Newell, the only place you're going to find any composite material is the front and rear cap and the wheel wells. Your doors are all metal. They're insulated. As you've already noticed, they've got the heavy-duty hinges. They're sealed so that keeps the dust out. Nothing like it in the industry.
Very industrial. And talking about the front and rear caps, arguably the best looking motor coach in the industry. And these front and rear caps and fenders are Porsche designed, to my knowledge?
Porsche Design helped design the entire coach. Even some of the metal trim would go. The front and rear caps are where you see the biggest changes from the previous body style. We have the front bay.
Yeah, I see the 1745 owner's manuals. Looks like some emergency triangle if needed. And then what all comes in this in here?
This is a care package that we leave with every customer that buys a new coach. You've got belts, you've got adapters, water filters, fuel filters, oil filters, cable connections, a lot of things that you'll want. The fuses for inside the coach. Several things that you're going to want to have as a care package.
Yeah, definitely a lot of value in that. Now I'm seeing something on the other side here that is getting me really excited. This brings me back to my glory days, ladies and gentlemen. But now there's a foam cannon, and so here this owner had one power washer gun with the foam cannon already put on, and then another one just for the DI water. Here's that industrial grade hose, but that's something a little different that you don't see very often.
So what he would do when he wanted to change it out, you'd have to cut off the pressure. And so what he did, instead of just having to go back to the back engine where the valves are, he put one on the hose itself. This hose can plug into a connection in the very front or in the very back, and then you've got another longer hose that can go from front to back. If you're at a truck stop and you want to knock off the bugs, this is perfect.
Yeah, nice little deal. And I've got to show all the detailers out here. That's a little time-saving tip there from this owner there, to have that little valve to switch in between your foam cannon and your wash wand. I like to see that.
Yeah.
Coming up to the front of the coach, I love all the intricate detail. There's a slight fade from a burgundy into a black, a lot of drop shadows, lots of pinstripes.
This is an electrical bay for the cockpit area. We've got some fuses for some of the cockpit functions. We've got two air compressors. There's a lot of pneumatic systems on board. You've got entry door that's air, you've got a leveling system that's air, you've got air pocket doors. So we want to always have a good supply of air. So we've put in two 110 volt air compressors, and you can toggle back and forth to keep them exercised, but you've always got a backup, and that's important to have as well.
With a wiper fluid reservoir.
And then you've also got a light switch to light this whole area up at night.
Here's a generator door. You mind if I pop that generator door there?
We'll open up the generator here. So we've got the generator door. This is actually a place, if your state requires a front license plate, you can put that in there. Most people don't.
Looks much better with that paint design coming through, and all metallic metallic stuff, and just this whole front end, just a really good looking design with all the stenciling and metallics back there.
And then we've got the Newell badge up here. On the new design that came along in 22, we kind of changed the front end a little bit. Now you've got just this area that is actual glass, and the Newell is backlit. Here we have that 20 kW diesel generator I was telling you about, a Yanmar engine with a Martin generator. We've got 4 airbags, and you can control the air pressure from here in the front. We've also got a fire suppression system built in, and it's easily serviced all from this side. You've got plenty of room in this area to service the generator.
Yeah, and I just like how well labeled it is. You know, your oil max capacity, you know exactly what to set your pressure to on your airbags.
Right.
Those placards are extremely clear, very easy to read.
Throughout the coach, you're going to find a lot of placards, and we do all of that on our CNC router. Everything is very well labeled. We've got a lot of good documentation, very clear what everything is.
It's getting pretty warm in Oklahoma here today, so we're going to put the awnings out right now. Yeah, and the cool part about this coach is not only can we bring this iPad outside to put the awnings out, now we can also put the slide rooms out with this. What all can we do with this?
Well, this is going to mirror your coach management system. So most of the functions that you can do on it, you can do here on the iPad. Your lighting controls, you can actually operate the coach remotely as well. If you go ahead and get your SIM cards put in the router, you can access your coach from a remote location as long as you've got good cell signal on both ends.
Yeah, definitely a lot of awning shade space here on your patio side, and the technology in these pads are really incredible. Well, what's going on up in the bays here?
Front bay curbside. We'll go ahead and pull this one out a little bit.
And there is manual switches as well as his remotes if for some reason the remote isn't working.
Right up on the wall there, all you have to do is reach in and toggle it up or down. This was a custom design piece for some tables that they were carrying, a little bit of storage up top. This can all be removed. If we want to take this out, it's possible to give whoever the next owner is more storage space. Since we build everything from the ground up, we can do anything they want.
And it got a little windy out here. The awnings just automatically went to 30%. Now, there's different settings that you can set the awnings to. At the 30% setting, when the slide rooms come out, it'll just keep that sun off of the tops of the slide rooms just to help keep the coach a little cooler. Nice to see that, and I like that it's got that automatic setting to protect those awnings on a windy Oklahoma day.
Absolutely. So. Today is windy, for sure.
Bay 2, it looks like this high-end Dometic CFX cooler.
So we'll go ahead and pull it out, and you can take a look at it. Behind the Dometic is all the storage that we saw from the other side.
And I believe this could be set either as a cooler or a freezer.
Absolutely. 2 freezers, or a refrigerator and a freezer.
Yeah, so you can set both temperatures to both sides. A lot of room for cold beverages, or if you need to store meat, a lot of use for this.
I think they've got it where it's freezing now.
Yeah, it's definitely nice and cold on a warm Oklahoma day. Yeah, so this is an N1 coach?
It is an N1 coach. The N1 came out in 22, and there's a number of advantages to that. You don't have to come down here to reset any fuses or to replace any fuses. They're all resettable, and you can do that from inside in the cockpit area. This is the electric bay. This provides easy access to get to your inverters, your valid controls for your slides and your air system, other breakers, all in one location. That's important because a lot of products you'll have modules all over the coach in various locations, and we've got everything located in this one bay. This is a good place for a toolbox too. If somebody wants to have a toolbox rather than taking up space in one of your other bays, you can put it here and make it to where it's removable. Now, this is the other side of your water bay. We've got the TV. This looks like about a 50-inch, might be a 55 actually.
With that dust cover too, just to keep that screen nice and clean. And what type of TVs do you use in Newell coaches?
We use the LG. We've also used the Samsung. Sometimes the customer has a preference. As long as that product will communicate with some of the other components that we use well, then we don't have a problem using a customer spec TV. He added a water softening system here. So you've got one in this bay, and then you've got the filters for the rest of the coach over here. You got the Aqua Hot.
Finished out in that same carbon fiber. Is this real carbon fiber as well?
Yes, it's the same product that we had on the other side. Here we have the other side of the fuel bay, but we also have our batteries. In this particular configuration, you have 6 AGMs. We also offer lithium. If a customer wants it, it's an option. We can also do some retrofitting on the later model coaches if somebody wanted lithium.
If someone purchases this coach and wants to have lithium installed, that's something that Newell coach can do?
They can.
Oh, Oh, very cool.
We've also got the quick connect here so that if you do need to change them out, it's real easy to do.
You mentioned the valid slide rooms. There's very few companies that use this level of a slide room. To my knowledge, these are extremely expensive slide rooms. What's so special about the valid slides, and why does Newell Coach choose to use valid slides?
Valid Manufacturing does more than just make slides. They're a manufacturing company for other type of product that require a lot of intricate mechanical movements. They make a great slide. They've been making slides for, goodness, I want to say since the late 90s, early 2000s. Instead of having hydraulic rams or floors that move up and down, they're suspended by ball bearing glides, just as if it was a drawer with side mounted ball bearing glides, much heavier duty than a drawer.
We actually have demonstrated in the factory that you can just push a slide room in, and if for some reason a slide room wasn't working, someone could call Newell Coach support where they could walk them through some stuff, and usually manually you can just push it in. Talking about the Newell customer support, you've got the emergency service hotline 24/7 to any customer regardless of age of the coach. Is Newell Coach still offering that?
Absolutely. They can call anytime. They just have to provide their coach number, their name, the nature of their problem, and then the call center will route that call to the appropriate technician, and then they'll get a call back.
What is the warranty on this particular coach?
If you buy a Newell coach, it's 8 years or newer from the current year model from the factory, you get a 2-year warranty. The second year, you pay $100 deductible per item. We're the only company that offers that kind of warranty from the factory. This is not an aftermarket warranty. This is not an insurance company that is selling warranties. This is from us. It's in writing. It's a way for you to develop relationships with our service department without having to worry about anything for the first couple of years. Once they've experienced that service and support, within 2 years, they're moving up to a newer coach.
Typically that's what happens when
That's right.
you hang out with Phil too much. Newell Coach manufactures the chassis and the house side of everything.
Right.
So does that 2-year warranty cover the chassis and the coach?
Yes, the chassis and the coach items. There's some things that it doesn't cover. We've discussed it before, like maintenance items, soft goods, glass. I think electronics is for 90 days. There's some things that...
Rubber, obviously, wear and tear items.
But the major items, and even applying to your engine, transmission, rear end, microwave, the dishwasher, the air conditioners, even cabinetry, we warranty that as well.
A lot of value to that.
Oh, it's priceless.
Now coming to the back of the coach, we have not shown off the power plant yet.
The first thing you see back here is the pressure washer we talked about earlier. You've got this hose reel with a hose on it that you can use. Looks like he also put the valve on the hose back here as well.
Yes, sir.
So if he ends up using that instead of the short one, you've got the ability to turn that off from the connection.
Yeah, there's that placard like we were talking about. Everything's very clear, easy to read.
You've got these placards and the placard inside that tells you what all the fuses are inside the fuse panel. You got your rear engine start switch here, and that's all in a sealed box. Got the fire extinguisher accessible here. Your chassis batteries are located right here. Then inside this bay, we have some more air connections. The actual charger for the chassis battery is here, but you plug it in on the other side where we discussed earlier. We've got a doubler so that if you want to double the air pressure in your hose, you turn this on, and you've got a lot more pressure to air up tires, rafts, whatever you need to air up.
Coming around to the back of the coach, another really cool style that's kind of similar to the paint scheme we saw on the front that's ghosted in. A lot of cool drop shadows and design going on back here.
One thing I didn't mention when we were going around the side, we do have the 360 camera here.
Oh, very cool. What's the power plant here?
Well, this is the Cummins X15.
At 605 horsepower, 25,000 pound towing capacity.
1,950 pounds of torque. There's so many advantages to the Cummins engine. Obviously the power is important, especially for our customers. Nobody likes to be left behind in the mountains by their buddies. The service and support is unmatched for the RV world. Cummins kind of owns the motorhome industry and has since the late 80s. They're very familiar with what the expectations are of our clientele. They're not just working on trucks like a lot of the other engine manufacturers.
Well, this is a great opportunity for someone with a 2-year warranty from the Newell Coach factory. If someone is a serious and qualified buyer, how can they get a hold of you?
The best thing they can do is call me at 1-833-MY-NEWELL. That's 1-833-696-3935. Or email me at PhilC@newellcoach.com.
Awesome, Phil. Always an honor to spend time with you and the team at Newell Coach. Really appreciate you. Also greatly appreciate all of you out there subscribing to the channel and liking these videos. We hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.
Thanks for watching. Give me a call.